What happens when the person you create, the one you gave all your strength and beauty to, finally decides it's time to step out of the glass and claim your real world for herself? I am Kara, and I built the female lead to be my escape, a sanctuary made of ink and imagination. But the mind is a dark, dangerous place to wander alone. I didn't just read novels. I built a life on the page. In the quiet, suffocating hours of the night, I was brave, clever, and unstoppable, everything the real me was not. My real life was a perpetual gray noise. It was a cycle of endless deadlines, the walls of a damp apartment that felt like they were leaning in, and the dull, mocking hum of a city where I was completely invisible. The bus is always too loud, the air too thin, and my reflection in the window looked exhausted. So, I did what I always do. I closed my eyes and went back to her. I wasn't Kara the commuter. I was the architect of a world where I finally held the power. For me, that escape wasn't just a hobby. It was a lifeline. I was a ghost in my own skin, desperate to rewrite the rules and be more than just a shadow in someone else's story. I'd wake up with an ache in my legs I couldn't explain, as if I'd run miles in my sleep. And the sense? The impossible, salt-heavy smell of sea air in my hair, even though my windows were locked tight. I began to find objects moved. A book open to a page I hadn't read, a coat damp with rain when the sky outside was bone dry. The realization hit me like ice water. I wasn't alone in my own skin. Something sinister, something I couldn't yet name, was taking my body for test drives, exploring a world I was too tired to face. That's when the mirror across my room began to feel less like glass, and more like a barrier that was starting to melt. I would catch my reflection staring back, but the timing was off. It lingered a fraction of a second too long before copying my movements. A chill would trickle down my spine, a primal warning that my brain couldn't ignore. I would turn away, but I could still feel those eyes on the back of my neck, cold and calculating. It wasn't just a reflection anymore. It was a doorway. And the woman on the other side? She was getting impatient. She didn't want to be the character anymore. She wanted to be the author, and the author was in her way. When morning finally broke, the theft was made official. My phone buzzed on the nightstand. A text from a friend, their words shaking. "Hey, I swear I just saw you near the old bookstore." I waved, but you just smiled. That scary, perfect smile, and kept walking. My heart slammed against my ribs. I hadn't left my apartment in 24 hours. My shoes were by the door, scuffed and covered in fresh mud. Who was wearing my face? Who was out there living my life, stealing my time while I withered away in the dark? That wasn't a shadow. That was the better self finally winning the struggle for reality. I turned to the mirror one last time. The reflection was already there, watching me with a stillness that was terrifying. I whispered, "Who are you? What do you want?" My reflection's eyes didn't soften. They gleamed, cold, sharp, and hungry. Its smile was the answer. It was the confident, cruel perfection of the female lead, and she had finally sealed the exchange. I wasn't just losing my life. I was being replaced by the person I desperately wished I was. I blinked, and the other me smiled. The mirror was all that was left of the girl I used to be. Be careful what you build in the silence of your head. Sometimes, the escape you created to save you becomes the predator that hunts you. When you look in the mirror tonight, ask yourself, is that really you looking back? Or is it someone else just waiting for you to blink?